we do this a lot. We know the idea is great, but god damn it, all the shit we got to do it.
All the shit we got to do, and we both have full-time jobs to do. All right, so I guess this time we'll do it the right way and use our clink to start the camera.
Damn right.
There we go.
Welcome to Gods Like Us, guys. Shout out to my girl Megan. I love you, babe. This thing's fucking amazing.
Fire. Like, yeah. Like, that shit's awesome.
It's good to be back, dude.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's dude, we've taken almost nearly if not 2 months, nearly a 2-month hiatus from filming, and so getting to knock out a couple episodes is really nice. It's fucking cathartic, man.
Yeah, it feels so fucking good to be back. If you're noticing a different energy, it's because we got Chop in the room right now.
Yeah, the man himself, Tony Chopper, the blue nosed reindeer, his goddamn self. Yes, I'm a nerd.
You know what's funny about being a nerd, though, is you probably can relate to this, is because of how we grew up, because I was always still kind of a cool kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was a nerd.
Right.
I had no idea that I was a nerd.
I was absolutely a giant nerd, and I definitely knew
because
stuff I liked.
You know what I mean?
Right. I knew stuff that I liked wasn't what the things that the cool kids like, but then I slowly discovered, yes, it is. They just don't talk about it. And I mean, let's be completely honest. You know what the difference is between a nerd and that hot guy who likes anime is your looks. I was lucky enough not to look like a fucking basement-dwelling neckbeard, so I got to get away with being a nerd. Plain and simple. Instead of it being nerdy, girls found it quirky.
Okay.
Every Sunday morning, this motherfucker grabbed a bowl of cereal and watched One Piece.
I didn't really notice until like college. Really, I want to say college is when I noticed I was a nerd because I was surrounded by nerds, and those were the people I wanted to be around.
Right.
And I was like, I guess you could say that I'm kind of fucking nerdy. Huh? Like, all right.
I think that is the place where most people find out. Because when you're in high school, you look at your parents, you don't have much fucking choice. If you're the kind of kid who stays home and does nothing, chances are that's because you have no choice but to do that.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like, the kids who were the nerds, who I was friends with them too. It's like they just, socially, you were a nerd in a way. It's like you didn't even really have to be any of the stereotypes.
Yeah,
it's like you're the kid with the rolling book bag and the glasses, and it's like you don't really have many friends. And
see, that guy wasn't a nerd.
People will assume you're a nerd. That's what you assume the nerd is.
Right, but that's not what a nerd is.
That's not what a nerd is. It is very specific, random interest.
Yes, yes. Being obsessed with very specific niche things is what I think qualifies a nerd. Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Donald Glover. Let me go ahead and drop that for saying that, for telling me that.
Yo, speaking of Donald Glover, I really got to give that man credit because so many actors get turned off of projects, for very good reasons. For example, the one I'm thinking of right now is Donald Glover definitely went through a long period of time where he didn't just not I don't want to say he didn't appreciate because I'm not in that man's head, but he definitely expressed a certain disdain for his time on Community. And then, because Chevy Chase racist ass.
Really?
Yeah. No, dude, look up there's a reason Chevy Chase isn't in the last season of Community. Because he was pretty much his character in real life on set. Racist ass old rich white man.
Why is it that I don't hate you for that?
No, but, yeah, exactly. I don't hate Chevy Chase for that. Fucking, honestly, I don't even think Chevy Chase is he's probably less racist than your least racist grandparent. But the fact is, he's a rich old white man, and he's a comedian to boot, so he's literally lived his life making his money off of not giving a fuck what comes out of his mouth. So I'm not really hating on Chevy Chase.
And my thing is, it feels like sorry for cutting you off, dude, but
no.
It feels like a bit, it's a weird thing that I guess I do in my head. It feels somewhat like a bit of a flex to me when we are in this environment where it's like you're obviously feeling this way, and I can show you that it, for one, doesn't affect me at all.
Right.
And if we spend enough time together, you actually end up liking me.
There's a huge amount of power to it.
It's,
there's a huge amount of power.
I really enjoy you're doing this thing that's supposed to trigger, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all.
Now, if we're being honest, see, that's the thing that Donald Glover was not successful. He absolutely let it get him to, and he had every right to. Nobody, nobody's feel obligated to just allow harassment to continue.
Yes.
But the thing that, let me get back back to my point though, is what I wanted to give Donald Glover credit for is they recently did it was like a Zoom, Skype, whatever, table read of a Community episode, and they did and Donald Glover talked about how the entire experience in Community being released on Netflix has reignited. He remembers why he loved that show. He remembers why he stayed on that show for the amount of time he did, and just that he was literally the only missing piece from getting the movie made. Which I'm a huge Community fan.
There was gonna be a movie. I fucking yes.
Okay, because it's the prophecy. Abed, the Indian guy from Community, he says. I know Community. Oh, okay. Remember, Abed says 6 seasons and a movie. And they've done the 6 seasons, and now that it's been put on Netflix, and it's gotten this huge following. I
heard that him say that too, and I was like, Abed's always foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So I remember getting that hope, and then like just forgetting that he said that. Like,
yeah. Well, because the show ended up changing hands. Like the last season, maybe even the last 2 seasons, I can't remember. We're on a different channel.
Season 5 is where it's a very, very stiff fucking.
5 is, or no, it wasn't 5 that was awful. 5 because 4. Season 4 is awful because that's when there's 6. But season 4 was the one that Dan Harmon wasn't there.
Who's Dan Harmon?
He's the creator of Rick and Morty and also the creator of Community.
Oh, but he wasn't there for the show.
He got fired.
I'm not sure if it was 4 or 5, but there is one where it's probably 4.
It's probably 4. Yeah.
You notice a distinct difference
so bad
in the
and
show.
Obviously 6 is different because Donald Glover's not there, Chevy Chase is there, and they bring in a couple new characters. So 6 is obviously very different. It was attempted kind of like I think they even say this in the show. It was their Scrubs season 9 where we were trying. They were basically just marketing it to us as the same show, but it's not. You know?
Dude, fuck! There's so many ways I want to go with this. All right, marketing to us as this show, but it's not. I'll put that over there. Hopefully we come back to it, guys. But to go into, I actually want to now take credit from what was that NBC?
I think Community was originally NBC.
I want to take some credit that I've given you guys emotionally because when I saw how they released Donald Glover, and they let him go off on the Childish Tycoon, and their reason was for him to be able to go, explore his musical career and like do this.
Yes.
But now knowing this, it's like no. You let him the fuck go because you knew you're dealing with some other shit. Like, he requested, and they were aware of all the shit. Mm-hmm. He was the one who wanted to leave. Yes, that I understand. The thing about that is though, don't nobody give a fuck if you want to leave. That's not a thing they do. That's not a thing they do.
Well, now to be fair, at the time, Donald Glover was pretty hot property. We tend to forget that not only we know him, Childish Gambino, we know him on screen. Donald Glover is a very hot property as a writer, as someone behind the scenes.
Right.
If you ever saw, I'm going to tell you, look it up on YouTube. He actually, and I believe it was his brother, got hired to do a treatment for a Deadpool cartoon for FX. Right. The only thing that ever got made was like a 1 minute long cinematic, and it was brilliant. And FX didn't greenlight it. FX scrapped the project, which let's be honest, is because FX. Fox, they didn't want the Image competing with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, so I get it.
Boom, gotcha. Even though I don't know why you would think that it wouldn't. I don't know. There's this separatist thing that the older generation does, where it's like you don't realize that this would totally help the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, that's what blows my mind is, and they did such a good job with this. Donald Glover, the fucking man.
I'm saying that for the good.
You have been saying it for a long time, and I'll be honest. The first Childish Gambino record, I was kind of like. Man, it feels a little childish to me, pun intended. But after a while, really, I listened to his rhymes, and it was like, man, the guy's definitely got talent. He's definitely got rhythm. He has the music in his soul. But honestly, lyrically, the first album, I was just kind of like
that he wasn't there yet.
These sounded like you're right. I do
that
like
he wasn't
that.
There yet. I did enjoy that about that.
But that first album, a lot of the punchlines, I was like, oh, I heard that one on the playground in 7th grade, which was the thing. It was clearly something he was doing on purpose. Being very, clearly. Referencing that old school hip hop and trying to bring that feel to his music, which I love. I'm no different than every Southern rap lover in the world. I'm in it for the punchlines. If I can't go,
Southern rap lovers are for? Is that what you would say?
Think about it. Really think about it.
All right, give me the Southern. All right, Southern rappers. I mean, you got Wayne.
Wayne, the punchline king.
For sure. For fucking sure. But then after that, what I really enjoy about
Luda,
ATL, yeah. Luda.
Yin Yang Twins.
Nope,
now, mind you, I'm
nope,
talking about early
nope,
2000s.
Nope.
Okay, that's Crumb.
Nope.
That's different.
Nope. No punchlines. But that's actually what I enjoyed about the South. That actually taught me something about music because up north it was all about the punchlines and what you're saying. And it's like I started to realize that some of my favorite artists weren't trying to find the most clever way to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I hated
They were telling you, go fuck yourself.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna. Hey, go practice fellatio on yourself around. No, go
Yeah.
fuck yourself is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And that actually is a thing that it's like I think has helped me with creating, and it's a thing that I admire. Where it's like I'm not trying to be super flashy about it. I'm telling you exactly what it is.
You know who killed a lot of East Coast rap for me? At least the 90s, early 2000s stuff. The early 2000s is when I started warming up to East Coast rap. Because really, I will admit, for the majority of my life, I was definitely Southern hip hop is king, West Coast is second, East Coast is last. Is because I think it has a lot to do with the cultural aspect. Here in the South, you know, we have things. We have Mardi Gras parades, we have jazz, we have all of that, and so we are very indoctrinated to rhythm. And we're I feel like we're a lot more in contact with our souls down here, and up north has the benefits of being a lot more modern and a lot more thought provoking. But a lot of that '90s and early 2000s stuff, it was like that whole off rhythm rapping. Think Rakim, think Ghostface.
I 1000% agree with you, except I feel like that Southern artist made you think more. I think it was a lot of flash because being up in the East Coast, it's the same way. It was East Coast rap or fucking nothing.
Right.
East Coast or nothing, and I'm glad that I actually did relocate to the South and actually did get a love and a feel for it because I do think I don't listen to it.
Right.
I don't listen to it. If I go back and listen to some of that shit, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
You know what else made a big difference for me? And I just thought of this. I just realized this. Is Southern rappers didn't start flossing till like the mid 2000s. Before that, the rap was
I need a new Paul Wall album.
Yo.
That's it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't even want a new Paul Wall album. I want like a DJ Khaled situation produced by Paul Wall.
I need like a Paul Wall. I need I just need a moment.
But
I need a moment.
Do not bring back
album,
Grills.
Whatever.
Do not bring back Grills.
I don't think they ever went anywhere. I mean, they did in the most of the sense. I still want bottom. I still want a bottom six.
You know what though?
It's that slight flex, dude. It's that. Did you see it?
I got that love. And plus,
that won't matter.
I'll be honest. I don't like the whole it makes makes your mouth look when your mouth's closed. I fucking hate that. You look like you got braces on. Or even like the girls who have the bottoms in, where they just be old bubblegum looking and shit. You know what I always wanted? I always wanted the Nelly, the three canines, or just the canines. I always wanted that when I was young.
I feel like that making your bottom lip look weird isn't making your bottom lip look weird. It's you trying to show it. Because I've talked to plenty of people, and that's why I like it. Because I've talked to people, and then I noticed that the bottom was there. I was like, oh, that's spicy. Yeah. I fucking like that. That's dope as fuck. This nice subtle flex. That I think is tasteful.
I always wanted the I never wanted the one canine like I'm a fucking card shark or some shit. I always wanted Nelly had it back in the day, had just the 4 canines, and that was it.
I never liked just doing honestly, both canines fine, but the one gold tooth always just symbolized a crook to me. Yeah. It always I've never met a person
that is the stereotype for you're a professional dickhead.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Exactly. That doesn't think he's one.
Yeah. Now I will say this: if I lose my teeth, I will absolutely get a set of gold. I will have me some golds for my dentures.
Dude, to be completely honest, I would love to make the money to rip all these bitches out and just get fucking veneers or whatever the fuck, and just not have to worry about another toothache ever in my life, or fucking...
Cheers to this. Guess what? Next week, for the first time in my entire life...
Josh is going to get...
I'm from a poor family, so growing up, I never had health insurance. I literally did not see the doctor from,
Cheers,
4 to... Other than the emergency room for... dumb growing up shit.
And I'm glad you said that because I'm
going to get health insurance then.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck
so
congratulations. Excited. And it's weird. I'm glad you said that though because I think that's one of those things that it's just one of those things how the people below the poverty line just get overlooked. I remember getting my health insurance, going to the doctor for things and having to explain to them they're asking me things like I'm not used to this. I don't know how to do this.
I don't.
I grew up poor, and I literally said this to the doctor. I was like, I grew up poor. I don't know how to talk to you and how to do this situation. It's like
That's that was literally the first response I thought of was how often in my life, and I spent. It's probably why, truth be told, like I grew up, I matured through my 20s, but I didn't start doing grown up shit until my late 20s because it wasn't until my late 20s that I finally nutted up enough to go up to someone out of I remember my very first experience doing this is I went into a bank, I walked up, I looked around, and I found the youngest teller I could find. I went up to her and I said, ma'am, I was like, I'm super embarrassed about this, but I really need to open a bank account and I have no idea what to do. I've never done this before. I've never had a debit card. I don't know what to do. And that lady, you know what? I'm so grateful that was a positive experience. That lady was fucking magical. Chase Bank, if I could remember her name, she should be running your HR because she is the reason why she's the only reason I feel comfortable, now I'm confident in my finances because that one situation, that one good situation, now I can go into any where if I don't know something, it's no longer a barrier to not know. I just
let that sink in
because I'm not scared to ask anymore because I had that positive experience that showed me, hey man, people aren't going to be dickheads. They're not going to judge you for not knowing.
Give you a little top boob. Come on, flip it. Okay. Yeah, dude. Actually, I'm really glad you said that because I was going there. It's one of those things that I realized it's weird how we're below the poverty line and we're pretty much put there, but somehow by this magical fucking polymerization of fuckery that you've done. I mean, beautiful fuckery, beautiful.
Yeah.
We keep ourselves there.
Yes.
Because of the insecurity of the being poor, and you walk into a bank and you feel like you're supposed to already know this.
Yes.
And you feel like like you're looked down upon, and you're afraid to ask.
Yes. Yes.
So therefore, you don't go to the bank.
Yes.
We don't go to the bank. We don't go try and get a loan. We don't go try and do these things because we don't know anything about it, and our insecurity is what keeps us from doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is beautiful once you start to realize, like, it's fine to not fucking know, dude. I'm super okay with not doing shit. Actually, my favorite time is when I'm the person who knows nothing about what's going on.
Yeah.
I love that shit. But now I get to sit here and I get to learn and I get to not be expected to know.
I know that I'm going to get something out of this situation.
And it's nice when it's, for instance, there's certain things where it's like, you're the expert.
Yeah.
I'm coming to you with the question. So you're always expected to be good at it.
Yeah.
If you draw something, if you say you're working on an art project, there are expectations that people are now putting on you that are there. They're expecting it to be good. And it's nice when you go do some shit like bowl. It's like, I suck at this shit. I don't know. Fuck. And you don't.
And you have a great time.
Fucking blast, bro. I'm not even trying to be good at it. It's so fucking nice.
It's like you ever been to a paintball arena?
Yeah.
Look around after a match. The only people who aren't having fun are the people who claim to love paintball. Everyone else is having a fucking blast. Mm-hmm. But those guys who claim that they just, love paintball, this is my thing. They're fucking mad. They're fucking irritated. These fucking amateurs out. And it's like, dude, this is literally a leisure activity, bro. I'm leisurely.
Yeah, but it's like, when it's your thing, leisure's gone, bro.
It's true.
And it's fucked up because I exhibit it all the time. Like earlier when I was setting up everything, like Sean's like trying to talk to me and shit. And it's like once I get on the computer into work mode, it's complete stale dick face. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's because I'm focused on something. And it's really I'm not playing.
You're working.
I'm not playing. Like there's
you're working.
Exactly. It's like I go straight into that mode. It's like there's no leisure for this now because people are like you're supposed to know it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You're not like, when people are like, oh, he's gonna set up the fucking. It's supposed to be done and done correctly, and done well. Or when people come to you and they're like, how would I do this? And it's like let's say they ask you about some shit in art that you don't really understand. You're like. You kind of feel like you let it be like, oh fuck, I failed in my thing,
right?
Because I'm supposed to fucking know this or whatever it is. It's nice to just not.
That feeling is the death sentence for an artist, because that is the ultimate holding back factor for any artist evolution. Fuck that. If you don't know it, learn it. Beg, ask every question that you can. if they aren't at least a little irritated by the number of questions, then you probably ain't asking enough questions.
Yep. And that's one of those things. Honestly, that's why I feel like Eminem never excelled. Eminem never stopped trying to prove he was good.
You know what? You're right.
And that's honestly what and it's weird, I've noticed it through evolution, but that's when I started to get better at things. I mean, you stop trying to prove to people that you're good at it and you're just doing it.
His music has not evolved. You could listen to a verse off of the Slim Shady LP and absolutely match it to the last album as far as the rhythmic, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
What's worse is you could, match it to the content. You could actually say that there's less content in it now.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like...
Because we've already heard that.
And also, this can't be real for you.
Yeah.
This is no longer real for you. Like, it's not... You're not... I mean, you never were going to pull out a knife or stab it. You were never going to do these things.
Yeah.
But you're damn sure not doing these things now. Bro.
Right. Well, exactly. It's like listening to a fucking rapper who's on his 4th platinum album still talking about being broke and shit. Like, bitch... No.
Exactly.
No. There's a reason Jay-Z ain't talked about the streets in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Which credit to Jay-Z for that.
I think, I don't think he ever really stopped so much, but what he's saying now is evolving.
Yes.
The type of shit he's saying now is evolving. Chop, chop.
Oh, you'll listen to him. It's funny. So I talked to moms about doing the barbecue, right? Yeah. Keys know my mom just as long as he know me. But I talked to her about doing the barbecue. First thing out her mouth is, well, if we bring Annabelle over, because the main reason is for doing this because Nikki died, and her dog, her pit bull, literally will not get out from under that. And so, but
that's a heartbreaker, dude.
Yeah, and but you've seen footage of like him playing with her when she was a puppy. Like she fucking adores Chopper. So I was like, hey, come spend the day, let the dogs play to help her get over it. She's like, well, if we go over to Key's house, Annabelle probably will be scared of him. I laughed my ass off. I was like, nobody on the planet gets a better greeting from Chopper than Keys. I said, even if she's scared of him, it'll take all of 5 minutes before she's jealous of Chopper jumping all over him, and she'll be fine.
And what's funny is actually that is something like I value or grade myself way more highly on how an animal responds to me than how a person may respond to me. Because I do know that animals have this esoteric thing where it is the vibe.
Yeah.
It is the motherfucking vibe. They can feel it. They know your intention. And it's like, there's animals where it's like, they should flee when they, for the most part, but they can feel, oh, shit, I ain't worried about it.
Chopper is how I know if I'm in a bad mood. Because I will see, did I wake up this morning, when I woke up this morning, did Chopper bounce all around and stand at the front door waiting for me? Or did he go lay on his spot on the couch and I had to call him off the couch? I had to call him, like I know that I woke up and something about my vibe is giving off aggression. If when I get out of bed in the morning and I walk out to the living room, Chop goes to a spot on the couch rather than going to the front door. It is literally, it is proven 100% effect that when he does that, I will be late to work. I will take a couple minutes, I will smoke that extra bowl, and I will get my fucking self right. Because he just told me that I'm going to pop off on someone today. My dog just told me that.
I'm extremely grateful, but also so pissed at you for that. And I'm glad you told me why I don't have a dog, because that, knowing that now and realizing that that's so fucking true, it is so goddamn true. Like, they're letting you know what kind of mood you're like. Damn, that's so weird. It's so weird that I never actually paid that attention to it. I never noticed that, but it's like, you were in the mood that I'm in. Yeah. And I knew you reacted to me, but it's really your extension.
I've even used it against Charlie, because I pointed, there have been nights we both go back and forth on who's wrong in any given situation, who's being a dickhead in any given situation. But I've definitely pointed out to her before, okay, so I just want you to know, Chopper just walked over here and laid on the couch next to me. He's avoiding you. That should tell you something. And like, you are being aggressive.
Shout out to X for being able to for you to even, it's so weird the things that I'm sometimes envious of. Like, not like envious, but damn, it's so awesome that you can do that. Because it's like, being able to point that out and her understand that that's a real thing. Yes. That's so dope. Because I feel like I've done that as well, but it's like, you're just not even in the wavelength to think that.
Well, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. She gets me on stuff like that too, and neither one of us are guaranteed to react healthily. But, because it's naturally human. if you point out I'm wrong, the natural human response is to be defensive, no matter how wrong you know you are.
See, I am extremely grateful, and I don't know where this came from, but I am extremely grateful that, like I say all the time, I don't believe in right and wrong. I believe in true and false, and I'm lucky enough that I've been able to reflect and look at myself and know that, like, yeah, I probably was an asshole. Like, right. If you say that I was being an asshole, chances are you're fucking right. Like, you know, because I've been that asshole so many times and didn't think that I was. And denial is the first sign.
Same here.
And denial is the first sign. So it's like, more for me, it's more like what happened, factually, what happened.
Right.
Because true and false, we can't debate. What actually happened? Right and wrong, I don't really care, dude.
But like, what happened?
Well, what happened?
You know, exactly. I won't say that I don't believe in right and wrong. I'll say I don't believe in the classical sense of right. Mm-hmm. Like, I think a better way of putting my belief system would be more like, I can't decide between honorable and dishonorable or respectful and disrespectful. Because that's really what things boil down to me. Mm-hmm. For example, is stealing wrong? Sure. Is stealing to feed your family wrong? It's an honorable thing to do. Is it technically wrong? Yes. Is it wrong as far as the honor code? No. Is it wrong as far as survival goes? Not if you don't have any other choice.
See.
You know, is it disrespectful? I don't know. Do you rob Walmart or do you kick in your neighbor's door?
And here's where you see how many questions you asked about that one thing, stealing the food. It's because I like right and wrong is above my pay grade. Who the fuck am I to know what's right overall? Like,
right.
I'm not doing like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in my life. I don't know what the fucking world's supposed to be like. But here's the thing: was your family hungry? Yes. Did you have to feed them? Yes. Did you do it? Yes.
You know, I think a better way to summarize.
My family was hungry. I knew this way to feed them, so I did it.
Yes.
That's it. That's what
I'm not seeing.
All this is true. Yes. I don't know right or wrong. Fucking
absolutely. Now, was it me you robbed and now you're denying it? Now we got a problem. Mm-hmm. But you're right. No, I agree. I think a better way to summarize really both of our feelings towards this. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Is it's not about right or wrong. It's am I okay with it or am I not okay with it? Because I am not a overseer. I'm not a superior being. I don't get to decide right and wrong.
And I don't want it. Fuck that job.
Yeah.
Fuck that
Fucking
job. 90%
of my conflict in life is being upset about the pieces of shit who get to decide what right and wrong is. But I don't want their job.
Not by any means, dude. And
although I wouldn't mind the job on a smaller extent. You know, get my 100-acre community going, and you know, then we get to have our own rules.
That's exactly how I feel about business as well. I can't wait to have that that be incorporated and have those employees. And like I can't change every business, but I can damn sure change how I do mine.
Right.
You know, and I can't wait to be able to just do that.
Yeah.
You know, like be able to do that, like and decide what's true and false.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, fucking. According to these companies, a lot of the shit I'm going to do is wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Oh,
and I like to remove the labels because there's such negative connotation, and it's like as soon as you say to a person you were wrong,
as
soon as you say that, it's
then you put them in the position to be defensive. Yeah,
you've lost. I actually have the moment I realized this, which is it's weird that there's moments where it's like, oh shit, I just fucking learned.
Is that guy dead?
What's up?
Is that guy dead?
Is that guy?
Does the screen just pop off when it's been off? The camera.
Oh, that guy's
okay.
I don't know if I ever pressed record and I didn't want to get up and fucking.
Oh, word.
And it might have died, but
either way,
I'm not too worried about it.
Mine's probably going to die. We got an hour 47. It was a little over half battery, so as long as we don't hit 2 hours, I think we'll be just fine. And I'll just leave the SD cards.
We don't have any tech guys yet, so if any interns are looking for some college credits, we can do that. And I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting.
You have the LLC. You can offer college credits.
That needs to go on the fucking
100% can.
Exactly, dude. Oh, fuck, I need to remember.
You know that there's some 19-year-old graphic designer who just needs the college credits, who's like, I don't want to, but he's like us. I don't want to work for the fucking man just for some fucking fictional credit. You know what I mean? Come work, come work with us, man.
Where it's like, I don't really want to do that much for free.
Yeah.
So,
come work with us. Your professors teach you how to do it when you apparently magically have all the proper equipment. We'll learn you a couple tricks on how to get it done without it.
But yeah, seriously though. But I remember the moment I like when I was like, oh shit, I know exactly what I did that was wrong in this situation. I'm in a strip club because of fucking Ted. I love you, Christian, but goddamn, I hate strip clubs. And I don't hate strip clubs. I hate the people that, well, you know, I don't hate any of it. I don't enjoy strip clubs because I don't enjoy the people they attract. You know what? I do wish that we had nice ones where it was like not such a weird fucking thing, but it's so weird. The people there are so, I don't like it. But please hold the fuck up. Yeah, but, I'm in there with Ted, and I'm watching the situation unfold. I see a group of what are, you know, college kids, daddy's money, just they're having a good time. I think they just graduated, whatever. Just some celebration, some drunk white kids, dude. And then I see, you know, on the other side of the room, the niggas who are obviously like the coke I just bought from this stripper came from you, or one of you. Like, I know that you guys are this is a group of goddamn gangsters that know this motherfucking place. This is their spot. Yeah. Anyway, white fucking dudes getting the other group is getting a little too drunk and they're just like a little too free and they maybe don't understand what I understand about this group of people is you just let them have that little corner over there. Don't fuck with them dudes. You let them have that corner over there, bro. Like just that's their thing. You know, if they invite you into it, whatever, it's fine. So anyway, a girl's getting drunk. She's doing too much. The dude she's with, you know, daddy's money. He steps up, and him and you know who is, you know, one of the other fellows, you know, from the they're getting into it. Right. And I see exactly what's about to happen. I see that you're about to fuck this kid up in a way that he has no idea about. Yeah. Daddy's money's gonna come after you, this place, everything in it. The cops are gonna get here. Your whole trap is fucked up. All y'all niggas got something on y'all. Yeah. So as I see like he pushes the dude down on the ground and I step in front of him like, bro, no matter what happens, you're wrong. And what I'm trying to say to him is, no matter how this turns out, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, bro. And he got so fucking livid with me for saying that he forgot about it. He forgot about it. Like, you know, it got aggressive. He's like, you don't even fucking know me. I'm like, bro, and then in my head I'm like, this is what the fuck I get for stopping. Like, why the fuck did I help? Why did I fucking help? I can let Uncle Ben just go. Fuck it. You know, why did I step in front of this fucking guy? And it's like, I did it because I know you're not. Yeah, you're gonna let it happen, so I need to help you out. Cause I'm trying to, you know why I think you stepped in. You know why I think you instinctually stepped in, is because you saw a situation, an incredibly stereotypical situation of institutionalized racism was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And you did not want that to happen. Mm-hmm. Because the only people that really want war are people who are not prepared for war. Oh, yeah. Nobody who's ever been to war wants war. Exactly. I've never met a veteran who supports whatever the current conflict is. Never. And I say that because it's, once again, you can only see things in the way that you can see them. So when you think of war, if you only have sticks and stones, you think we're going to beat each other with sticks and stones. So you want to fight whatever. It's fucking sticks and stones. Yeah. But when I have nuclear missiles and fucking, I have all these things, I don't actually want to use them. You know what? Hold on. I got to stop because I got to point out how beautifully and naturally the theme of this episode is going. Okay, we have gone from sometimes you got to beat a motherfucker's ass, teach him a lesson that he really, really needs, and sometimes they actually learn that lesson. We talked about how people only ever judge other people by what they themselves are capable of in their own mind. And now we are talking about how the only people who want war are the people who do not understand what war actually entails. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to bring it the full circle all the way back to the coronavirus stories, that right now all of those people who are being dicks are all of the people who are blessed, lucky enough to not know anyone that they care about that's being affected by this virus. Because I promise you, go down the line of people doing these protests and shit and ask them. Put a microphone in their fucking face and ask them. So if any of your family members gotten sick, and I guarantee you will not get a single yes across the board, and the one person who does give you a fucking yes is lying. I will even go as far as to say people that do give you a yes, you're not lying. You don't care, which is fine. No. Which is fine. Well, one or the other. I want to say, the question I would ask you is, have you ever had anything similar? Have you ever had pneumonia, bronchitis? Have you ever had any of these things? Have you ever had the flu? So,
have you ever been on a respirator?
Fuck whether it kills you or not. You're still risking a shitty 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the worst months of your fucking life. I don't give a fuck about the death rate. Motherfucker, I don't want to be feeling like that.
You ever been intubated? You think the gag reflex stops working just because you're unconscious? It doesn't. Trust me.
That sounded freaky.
I thought about it after I said it. It definitely sounded very freaky.
But yeah, it's like I feel like you've been lucky enough to never have been really fucking sick. You didn't have the flu that put you down for fucking 4 weeks and you still had to fucking work and your body is you're just not in control of it.
You've never been there.
You've never been there because if you had, you wouldn't give a fuck whether it killed you or not.
Or let's be real, they've had those they may have had those flus and stuff, but they were always in positions where they had health insurance, they had jobs that offered paid sick leave and all of that, so they don't understand the repercussions of a single mother who works 2 jobs missing a day of work. They don't understand the repercussions of that.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. And on top of missing a day of work, feeling like shit the entire time, not being able to go to work, not being able to do life.
Yeah, not being able to do life. Not being able to do anything.
You're not thinking, if I get sick, you're not thinking about your dogs eating, your kids eating. You're not thinking, you're lucky enough to not have to think about any of that.
I'm going to tell you what we really probably pisses me off more than anything. Because I will say this, the majority of the elderly, now there's that, I'm not talking about the baby boomer gap we were speaking of earlier, the 40 to 60s. I'm talking about the 60 pluses, the elderly, the literal elderly. Almost all of them are rocking masks because they understand their risk and they have the choice. What pisses me off is all the 30, 40-year-old parents who are walking around with their fucking toddlers with no mask. Your kid doesn't have, you are taking the choice away from your kid. And if one of your children gets sick, man, I'm not the type of person to wish shit upon anybody because that's a child. But I will flat say, I hope you can be brought up on charges. I hope that you get to suffer some consequences because your political statement is going to kill your child.
I don't think it should have.
I see people walking around without masks on their children, especially their under 10 children, the same way I look at anti-vaxxers.
The only thing, and that's honestly, once again, how you are just a more moral person than I am. Because I do understand that, like, there are a lot of shitty decisions that my parents made. And I had to fucking deal with them.
Yep.
I do not feel sorry that you were born to people that made these decisions. That's not up to me.
Yeah.
I am not at fault for this. I am relinquishing myself from having to...
Yeah.
Hey, it's your kid. Do your thing, dude.
Dude, I had a lady today complaining she couldn't understand me. She had 3 kids with her, all of them under 10. She complained she couldn't understand me with her mask on, with my mask on, and I flat told her I didn't. I sugarcoat. I usually sugarcoat when I'm with people when I'm at work, but this lady I did not sugarcoat at all. I looked at her plainly, and I said, you know what? You have 3 small children with. I'm not going to take my mask off because I would feel like shit if I got one of your kids sick.
Boom. Now that I understand. Now I'm not going to do anything to your children.
Yeah.
Whatever you're choosing to do to your children, that's fine.
And you really want this stranger to take my mask off while I'm like kneeling down face to face with 5-year-olds showing them a bunny. She wants me to take my mask off while their kids are practically sticking their face in my mouth.
Yeah. And I'll be completely honest with you. I really would try my damnness. Like, I don't even believe your kids should be in commercial stores at all.
At all.
Thank you. I would do my damnness to keep my kid away from these fucking bright lights and fluorescent colors and advertising. I would do my best to keep that out of their fucking heads for as long as I could.
The fucking time. You know, you bring up a great point because I've had that thought too. Is my child? I really will go out of my way to try and make sure my child gets to experience small business while it still exists. You know, because I want him to understand that when you walk into those kinds of businesses, the way people treat you, the way you talk to people, that's how it should be. Don't let these fucking despondent 18-year-old Walmart employees who can't even be fucking bothered to smile. And look, I get it. Walmart treats their employees like ass. It's in there. I thought it was. Oh, there it is. But I by all means, I understand why any Walmart employee would be miserable. Walmart's a shitty company. Fuck you, Walmart. But you can sponsor us if you want. Because let's be honest, y'all don't get any good media, so any media is great for y'all.
I think that the Walmart employees, if you're really feeling like that, dude, I get it. Don't work there. Yeah, does that mean you might not make money? Yeah, that's what that means. But like, also don't sell yourself so fucking short. Like, if you guys were doing that, then you wouldn't be so fucking unhappy.
The only reason, you
wouldn't be so unhappy.
If I ask somebody why they work at Walmart, literally anywhere else, like shit, McDonald's even takes better care of their employees. Actually, McDonald's has improved a lot because people put them on fucking blast, so they had to improve. But people put Walmart on blast, they've been like, and y'all ain't gonna stop shopping here, so.
It's true.
Like literally, can you think of a single positive story? When is Walmart, in my entire life, I can't remember one time that Walmart's been the company that stepped up and donated millions to whatever cause. Walmart has never done their shit.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know, but I do know that, like, yeah, like, it's true. It really is true. But I think that those people, to go back to the detriment to children, I think that the people who are, because it's dangerous to me, is because the children are being marketed to, and they want these things, and their minds are not capable of processing this information.
Now,
so they see things like Cocoa Puffs,
right,
and, Dunkaroos, Lunchables, and they want these things, and they don't understand that the reason they're not having them is because, maybe you can't afford them, maybe it's not good for you.
Right.
But it just makes you feel worthless as a child because you don't have the thing, even though it's probably not fucking good.
I would like to point out a small difference that I see in kids these days. They are definitely less inundated by advertising than we were when we were our age. Because what kid watches commercials on TV anymore?
What do you mean?
What kid watches commercials on TV anymore? Not to mention, we come from the age of they literally made cartoons for the specific purpose of marketing a particular toy. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was 5 years of toy advertising. And they'll admit that. They'll tell you that. Power Rangers, same shit. Transformers, same shit.
Ads on television, no. But also they're receiving all of their media differently. The ads are still there.
Yeah, they're still there. But to be fair...
You know how important that skin on Fortnite is?
You have a fucking grand point, dude. Although, I'll be honest, if my kid's going to be obsessed, I think parents these days, as far as video games go, have it a lot easier than when my parents had to raise my video game obsessed ass. Because in my video game obsessed ass, I didn't have to, because, like I said, broke family. So I didn't know what a new game was. I thought video games costed $10. I didn't realize I was playing 5-year-old games. You know what I mean? But in our day and age, you bought a game.
The luxuries of being poor. There's so many good. Like, I'm so glad I didn't grow up with a lot of things. It's hard to not be a shitty person.
Yeah.
I want a lot of things now, guys, but
because I've earned them. People is when it comes to video games. Back in our day, like, say for example, God, my parents probably my mother probably looks at Fortnite like, why couldn't my kid have had a game like this, where all I got to do is every couple months drop $10 on a skin. Because this game just keeps fucking going. Our parents...
Shame on you.
Did you ever play a video game longer than a month when you were a kid? Before you moved on to the next one? Sorry, sweaty hands.
What's a kid? Nintendo 64, Zelda, played for years.
Okay. Did you? How many video games did you play? Okay, let me put it this way. How many games you played?
They didn't last this long. No.
Right.
They did not
last this long. You played them, and even if it was a game like Zelda, something you revisited, shit, I still play Majora's Mask about once a fucking year. But thank God for Charlie's DS. Like I said, when you played a game, you beat that game.
Life. I had no idea that I could have that on a fucking handheld. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, that Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time on DS.
Holy shit, you just changed the fucking game, bro. I normally just download
I think we have an extra DS if Charlie wants to loan it to you.
The emulators?
If Charlie be down to loan it to you, I know we have an extra DS.
I love that, bro. Because I normally just download an emulator every once in a while.
Yeah.
But,
wait, let me finish one more.
Yeah,
say you would finish Ocarina of Time, and then, you revisit it over and over again, but you needed a new game.
Yeah, exactly. I could make that argument, but it's a petty one to make because there's no way that they lasted as long as they do.
No,
they didn't, which I do appreciate about the video game industry now. It's like, now people are making games for the long run, and it's not you have to buy another fucking game every once in a while. But shame on you! How dare you think that your mother would rather that you have played this non-stop as much as they do and not had a conversation.
Now, mind you, I'm not talking about the side stuff because one of my earliest memories, because we had we had a single regular Nintendo, and because I was the kid, it was on the only TV in the house was in my room, and that's where the NES was. One of my earliest memories is my mom staying up all night to play Tetris and waking me up at like 5 fucking a.m., waking up like a 6-year-old kid to show me the end screen of Tetris. I remember how amazed I was. Six-year-old kid waking up in the middle of the night to see the Russian building with the dragonfly flying over top of it, and just think it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. Because up to that point, shout out to your mom for giving you that moment, because that's a dope ass fucking moment. It was at that point I'd never beaten a game in my life. I'd never fully beaten a video game, and it was really. I will tell that story at her funeral to exhibit how wonderful my mother was, because it was one of my earliest memories.
I write eulogies in my head all the time. Why? I don't know. I think it's a little morbid, but I do it. I do it.
You know what it is? You know what I think it is I don't look at it as writing eulogies. I look at it as making notes of people's greatness.
There you go.
Because so many of us are not going to be in the history books. So many of us will be forgotten in a generation. And so many of us need someone to just remember what makes us a good person. Or what makes us, not even making us a good person on an overall formula, but what makes us worthy? What made us worthy to be around, to commit time to? I'm going to cut this light on. It's starting to get bright.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, dude.
Okay,
exactly.
I'm pushing the button. Up there.
Bang.
Oh, because I pushed it too hard to touch.
Shot spotlight on the ass. But I want to go back to what you were saying about how you grew up as a kid. There's one Super Nintendo, one TV in the house.
Regular Nintendo. That's how old I am, guys.
Yeah. I did have a regular Nintendo. I did have a Super Nintendo. First game I beat was Spider-Man on the fucking Super Nintendo, and it took me for fucking ever.
Maximum Carnage?
Proud of my fucking son.
Maximum Carnage?
I don't think so. It's another one. It's a different one. It's the one where Doc Ock is really the guy you're going after.
Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. I remember that game.
I think it was called The Amazing Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
You know what it might have been?
I think
it might have been. I just remember it because every boss at the end of every level was a member of the Sinister Six. And it was one of the first really, I won't say great side scrollers, because let's be honest, they were all the same. It just mattered on whether you were interested in the content.
Yeah, and how badly you got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I was saying about being, fortunate and not growing up with, super flush with all of the things, because guess what that instilled in you? You had to learn how to share common space.
Yes.
You had to learn how to share time on you had to learn how to communicate, and you had to learn all of these tools where it's like, if you're a kid that has his own room, his own consoles on, you never have to do that.
No.
So then you grow up, you go out into the world, and you don't know how to do that.
Yep. And
you don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah, you absolutely don't understand the concept of, wait, what do you mean there are other people who could possibly interfere with what I'm doing? What? Wait, there are other people with needs and wants and desires and fucking functions that they must accomplish?
And it's gratitude is one of those things that's so fucking. I'm really grateful that I can do that, because I remember when 2K came out a couple years ago. I hadn't had an Xbox for a while because I do this thing with myself. I probably won't ever do it again, but I used to do it where it's like I would find myself playing too much fucking video games, and I would take my console, put it in the closet, or fucking sell it, whatever. I would make myself not play it. I actually remember logging in the Skyrim, seeing 92 hours, and being like, dude, dog, that's one character. On PlayStation. I literally cannot count the number of Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s I sold and rebought. And, so I remember going to buy it, and Jack was here, Nate was here, and Nate didn't have a system or whatever, but he would go up to the neighbor's house and play Fortnite and shit.
Right.
And it was one of those things where I noticed certain things where it's their neighbor would kind of leverage him playing Fortnite with the babysitting, oh, you want to come play Fortnite? But anyway, I was about to buy a system for fucking 2K, and I had the money. I was looking up brand new systems, and I was like, you know what? No, for this price, I could fucking get 2 systems. You don't have to fucking sit around and watch me play. And I'm thinking this is the dopest thing I've played. I'm like, this is so fucking dope. consoles. We can fucking play together. Like, fuck
Hell
that.
yeah.
I'm not gonna just go buy myself a brand new one, dude. I'll make this better, and we can both have one. Like, and it was just the lack of gratitude, just like showing himself.
Like, man, I should just gone and got myself a Pro or a 1X. Like, why'd I drop this money for you? And but you know, and
it's like, but you haven't ever, like, you can't be grateful for things you expect, you think you're supposed to have.
Right.
You know.
I honestly, I don't want to get into it out of respect for Jack, but I will say this: I think Nate would benefit to no end from spend a week here with Keys without mom.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a week where I would make an effort to come hang out and stuff. Spend a week with the guys without mom, and you would learn community. He would learn brotherhood. He would learn that basic, like, we don't even view it as generosity. If my buddy walks in my house, he goes in my fridge and gets a beer. It's not generosity, it's what it is. And you know, that brings up a really great point, is that's the difference. See, when one of those types, and Nate, you're too young to be classified as one of those types. You still got time. But you're not who I'm talking about. But
right.
When
you're also not who I'm talking about.
Right.
You have the choice right now. You
are right.
You can be the person I'm talking about, or not.
You can not. But like when you get these people who, like, say for example, if you go into certain people's house and they offer you a beer, and you instinctually know to turn it down because you really feel, you get that real sense of, this guy not only wants to thank you, he's like, oh my God, you did this magical thing for offering your guest a beverage.
Right, and honestly, the more comfortable you try and make me feel in your home, the less comfortable I am every fucking time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, you come to my house, like, me Casa Sue, dude, I'm not getting you shit. Go find it. Like, where's the niggas in the kitchen? Figure it out.
But see, that's the difference. We don't view it as generosity, and we don't
community.
We exactly, it's community. I invited you in my home. Are you thirsty? Get a fucking drink. Don't fucking ask me. I invited you in my home. Like, that kind of, it's a package situation. Dude, if you pull out a steak and start cooking, I might have something to say, but, I invited you in my home.
And it's like, I mean, it's weird because it's like, and then people don't, it's like intangible qualities, even though this is tangible, but it's like people don't really place enough value on other things. And so it's like, basically, it's like, so from that moment, you have started gaming way more, you want to stream, this is what you do every day, all day, you've got friends, because I did this for you, because I
hooked it up for you.
Because I hooked it up for you, bro, and it's like, that none of that.
Literally, his entire days changed on how he did that. You literally, because people take this term too seriously so often, but you literally changed his life. Changing someone's life does not have to be fucking existential. All right, working in retail. It doesn't happen as often as I would like, but it happens too often for me to call it rare. Where people express absolute gratitude for what I just felt was my job. Oh my God, you've been so helpful. I can't believe that you knew this about that and you were able to talk to me about that. I'm so grateful. Oh my God, you're the best. I went to this other store and they just and I'm just like, and I just sit there and and I really, like, while I'm complimented, at the same time, I'm a little ashamed of the human race that all I did was my job. I didn't go over. I did nothing above and beyond for you.
And that's exactly what I was saying earlier, where it's like, it's because every other interaction is so shitty.
Yeah.
Every other time, or most of the other times, someone says hello to you in a parking lot, it's because they want something.
Yeah.
It's like, and that, it's like, I am like, okay, like, yeah, I'm complimented, but I'm also like, I shouldn't feel that. This shouldn't be special.
This should not be special.
It shouldn't. But one of the things about working in customer service that I do enjoy is when you get those moments where it's like, nobody else can help you with this.
No. Oh, like, and that happens all the time.
Fucking, and it's like, sometimes they don't even know it, but it's like it feels good where it's like, yo, you got anybody else on this phone? Yeah. This isn't going. There was a dude one time, he calls in trying to remember his password. His last name was Hein, Hein, Heine. His 14-year-old self made an Apple ID that was Kiss My Hein. So anyway, he's trying to get into that Apple ID, and his password hint is last name. So he keeps putting in his last name. And I look at him and go, do you think your 14-year-old self might have made it Heine? And like, I had already tried it and knew that it worked. but I couldn't tell him that because I'm like, that was the wordplay you were doing. So it's like, but you any other call, you're not getting into that Apple ID. No. Simply because of the detail, the attention to detail that I'm paying, that you were able to get into that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like those moments are dope as fuck.
Yes. And you know, and it's something I encounter all the time because I will say in corporate America, luckily my company's just short of jumping the shark. They're still small enough to be a respectable pet store.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, because I'll tell you, some of the bigger ones, basically all the ones that are like
PetSmart.
Yeah, there we go. Let me put it this way. I really, you know what? I really just, I don't know what my NDA with PetSmart was like, but I will lay this out flat. They can sue me if they want. Good luck squeezing blood from a stone. The treatment of the animals in store and along the supply chain, and I'm only theorizing on the supply chain part, is so different that when I first started working for my current company, there were animals that I thought were aggressive that I've now learned are absolute doll babies, and it's near impossible. Like my boss was like I would put on a glove to pick up an animal, and she'd be like, "Why are you doing that?" Because every time I pick one of these up, they fucking bite me. I've been here for 5 years. I've never been bit by one. Wait, for real? Yeah, pick them up. Okay. Oh shit. You see the little stuff like that, like the aggression levels in the animals. Sure, PetSmart does. I will say this. I will give this for them. As a PetSmart employee, you are absolutely, if anything is wrong with an animal, you are not only allowed, but you're encouraged. Take that motherfucker straight to the vet and get him fixed. Fuck the cost. I will get PetSmart that. But the overall care and it's not even really their fault. It's because they've evolved into a big box store, and like say for example at my store now, you know, you come in our store. If there are 3 employees in the store, chances are one of them has a bird on their shoulder, and one of them has a bearded dragon clung to their shirt, and the other one is off playing with a group of puppies. We are truly animal lovers, and the company allows us to be that.
Yeah. And I think that actually reminds me of what we were talking about earlier. And it's just I think we've both done a good job. It's like you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but we all know that they do. So we've both done things where it's like I want you, if you're actually looking, you can get an accurate representation from my cover, but nobody's actually looking. I feel like animals are the only ones that actually see.
Oh,
that actually see that energy you're putting out. So it's weird. I'm in situations where it's like, I'm not afraid of an animal that would be aggressive. I'm not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
But I just know that you can feel I'm not fucking with you. And when people are like, oh, so often it's like, oh, he doesn't like anybody. I can't believe you're fucking with your pet. There's been times I've gone to people's houses and just been messing with their animal, and it's like, I didn't know not to mess with the animal, and then, like they're like, oh shit, like I was at a party for one of my friends, George. Hey George. Hi George. Hey George. George. His dance team had a recital, and so there was a party afterwards, and I'm on the back, and I'm not realizing this at all, but I'm standing on the back porch, and I realize they have a horse. So I immediately go, "Is that a horse?" And I'm just straight to the fucking horse.
Yeah.
And I am just fucking loving the fucking horse, not thinking like not at all. And they're like, they found out, like they're like, "But no, you don't do." I'm like, "Ooh." Like, why not? Fine with me. You know what I mean? It's like, well, because it nibbles at people and it bites people, and like I sincerely, going by how they thought the animal was, I should have been bitten.
Oh, horse take your fucking finger off.
I should have been bitten. I'm literally just loving on this horse.
Yeah.
And they're like literal jaw dropping. Like,
I will. I've always held this strong belief that there are certain body languages that we have zero control over that decide not only how animals treat you, but it decides what animals treat you. Like myself. I mean, I've literally, animals have been my life. They've been they are my profession. They are my hobby. I've got 5 fish tanks, a dog, 2 cats, and an entire store full of animals that I name on a weekly basis. You know, like they really are my life. And it's still, there are certain animals that I know because of my body language, or it's my particular pheromone blend, or whatever it is, do not, I won't say they don't like me, but they're naturally afraid of me. For example, I've met maybe in thousands of hamsters I've handled through my career, I've met maybe two that were cool with me, and I've come to theorize that it's something about my body language, something about my pheromone profile, or something screams predator to them. Mm. Because I have noticed it's often the only prey animals that I really get along very well with are horses. Every other prey animal, if that animal is food more often than it is the eater, the predator, it probably is not going to like me handling.
And what's funny is you saying that it's so weird is I feel like whatever that pheromone is, I feel like it's in some people too. Like,
oh, it's absolutely.
I think it's and all too often I've been in like places of like work, and for some reason this boss is just like, I don't want your job, bro. I barely want my job. Like, I'm not, but for some reason
so why are you so threatened by me?
You are so threatened by me, and I'm not understanding why, or even knowing it until maybe after later I develop, a better understanding of the situation. And it's I feel like it's that same situation where it's they pick up on that pheromone where it's like, this motherfucker could eat me if he wanted to.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not trying to eat you. I don't want to.
It's we often use all our, because we're modern people, so we use all these metaphysical terms for it. But honestly, I think that's what horrors are. Mm. Because fun fact, do you know why humans kiss? Because we are subconsciously detecting our genetic compatibility through the exchange of saliva.
Wow. Damn, dude. I really wish I could remember that Jennifer Lopez fucking monologue that she does from the.
That's why when you kiss, like when you how they talk, like that first kiss, is because that was literally the moment where your body decided, hey brain, you're right, let's do this.
The only thing that I've ever really noticed about kissing is that, like, good kiss probably means good head. Almost always.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely, it's an understanding. It's and people talk about its experience, and I don't think it's experience at all. I think it's a understanding of it's an understanding of the way your body works and muscle control. It's really what it is. It's instead of trying to accomplish something, instead of saying I'm gonna get all in there.
I think it's letting yourself do it.
I will say I do agree with you to an extent, but I've definitely had women like where their kiss was so overwhelming, but it was still somehow bad.
Yes, and that's them trying to exert
fake passion. You know what? That's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. There's no other way around that because it's absolutely true to the case. But yeah, I just it's I always found that to be a really peculiar fact. And what it led me, the thought process for me is, okay, so I know pheromones exist. I know we as humans not only excrete our pheromones, but we excrete our what is it that testosterone hormones. We constantly excrete hormones, but our noses we've developed to the point where we don't actually notice them. But that is truly what when people are around someone and they say they're getting bad vibes from them, I always try to take a moment. Like, I'm gonna believe you for a second. I'm gonna start watching too. Like, why is this dude giving my girl bad vibes? Or why is this girl giving my girl bad vibes? Why is this person giving my girl bad vibes? But at the same time, I also kind of like, especially when it's a girl, and no offense, Charlie, but especially when it's a girl, I do take a moment to go, or is she smelling the pheromones of a competing female?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly, and that's one of those things. Like, as guys, like, that's what they're doing. That's what they're gonna do, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm not worried. I'm not threatened. Like, I don't control any of this situation. Like, I'm not gonna be an asshole to this person because they might find you attractive. Duh, I found you attractive. Yeah. Like, now if they're disrespectful, there's a different situation.
Yeah.
But it's weird. My friend Kitty, hey Kitty, posted a status, and it was so weird to me because I battled with this and didn't really know what I was battling. And it was about people it said that people who have experienced trauma as children, especially like ridicule or have been beaten, or just like neglected in ways, they get an adverse reaction to being complimented.
Chop!
Chop, chop. He's back.
Don't you chase cats. Sit your butt down. Like, shit,
you can let him inside if you want to.
Huh? Nah, he just saw a cat or a squirrel. Sorry about that, guys.
But yeah, she was saying that the article was saying that they the people who have been have trauma from childhood develop an adverse reaction to compliments, and instead of receiving it as a compliment, they receive it as as an insult, or they hate, or it'll make them cower. Like if you're like, hey, I really like your earrings, they'll cover them now because they don't believe they deserve that that praise. What they're used to, like, okay, I'm ugly, so when someone tells me I'm pretty, that goes against what I believe about myself. So now
I assume you're lying and making fun of me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with that a lot. I remember when I worked for Ty Lopez in LA, I remember I love to give compliments. I'm not going to lie to you.
Right.
I will not lie to you, but I will find a thing, and if I like the thing, I'm going to tell you I like the thing.
It is a rare and important talent. Someone who can just give a random compliment. There's no ulterior motive, nothing behind it.
Nothing else.
I just want to tell you that's a dope shirt. Or I like your hair, or those dope shoes, whatever.
Is this not why we are here?
Exactly.
Is that not why you got a dope shirt on? Is that not why you bought them dope ass kicks, bro? Them kicks are fly as fuck, bro.
Right.
When it's and I've noticed it's like I would compliment people around the office on on things, and I remember there's one lady, I believe her name is Jennifer. She was like HR, and I walked up to her, and she had on like this blazer with like a animal pattern right here, and then she had on like it was like all white and like these like blue jeans, and then like her shoes had like a slight animal pattern. I was like, dude, I like the way you did that with your shoes and because it's very slight everywhere. It's like very subtle, and it's like I like how you match your fucking collar, like your interior collar.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope.
That's style, right?
And I remember it just not going over well and not knowing why it was weird.
Yeah.
I remember like not knowing at all why it was weird. And then I remember my exit interview, her telling me, I think you should really you should pay attention to your body language and like the things that the things that you're saying. And it's like I remember every single interaction I've had with you because it's been like 4. I've never said or done or felt any of these ways, but you took that as like you patronizing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no, I was complimenting you, but sure.
And it's like it's weird because I suffer from I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why does this person think that I'm not just telling? Like, why would I sit here and say that? Like, for one, why do you think that I'm afraid to just insult?
Right.
Also, why do you think that I don't have something better to just go say somewhere else? Like,
I will say this is one of those few situations where hold on to that because I will flat say from experience the next step, that feeling of the feeling of not like I don't know what the fuck I did, I ain't do shit, fuck you. Because the next step after that is something I'm experiencing and I experience quite often.
Changing it.
Is
losing it.
No, just automatically assuming what I did. Not even bothering questioning. Because I've just come to subconsciously, and not even subconsciously, because it leaks into my conscious thoughts, is that, well, I'm just an asshole, and I guess that's just how I am. I didn't mean to, but I guess I did that wrong. I don't even question it anymore. That's why I say hold on to that, because you should question it. Because one of the things that I'm battling is I have to go out of my way and force myself to go, no, you were perfectly polite, and fuck them. You were perfectly polite. You complimented them genuinely, and you meant it in your heart. So fuck what they thought.
And I completely understand that feeling because I went through it a lot. I actually had to distance myself from everyone around me because I felt like I just wasn't saying the things I was saying.
Yeah.
I literally got to a point where I was like, you would ask me a question, and I would think about every word I said and then say it very slowly to make sure I was saying it. Because for some reason, the things I was saying were not being received correctly. But it's like we also have been extreme assholes.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's the thing is, it's like the first 25 years, you were being an asshole.
Yeah,
and then you stop doing that. But now you got that trauma of well, I was the asshole every other time. I was probably the asshole this time. It's like you know how you feel. Like, you know how you felt. You know what intent.
You know what was in your heart. Yeah, and only.
Yeah, and also I know what I said.
Yeah,
I know what I said because I said it before. Like, right. I know what I said. So it's like if I say, "Hey, nice shirt to you." Once again, going back to don't think about what I might have meant. Think about what I said. I meant nice shirt. Yeah.
Your first what did we say earlier? Your first assumption should never be that they're speaking in code. Sure, if your first assumption doesn't make any sense, then start deciphering code. Mm-hmm. But maybe, just maybe, they were complimenting you and meant it.
Right. Or like, and that's another one of those things where it's not being afraid to ask.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Well, I will
say, what did that mean?
I've gotten to the point now, and oh boy, we're getting deep on this episode. We're revealing things. But one of the things that I've really battled with lately is every time someone compliments me, it's not like I feel like I'm about to like bawl, but I literally have to fight that. Like I well up when people compliment me.
I get when it's a compliment that, especially if it's one I haven't heard. I actually
if it's something I'm proud of.
Yes, when it's something I'm proud of, and I haven't been complimented that way, and I also don't know how to tell you how much this appreciates to me, like how much this means to me. I don't know the way, because like thank you is not enough. I'm gonna say thank you, but it's like you sincerely don't. So I'll be like, somebody will be like, hey, blah blah blah. It's like, I'll I lost a fucking words. So I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you were gonna notice that, and fucking thank you for noticing. Like that compliment meant so motherfucking much.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing. It's nice to be noticed.
Yeah. And dude, I will. Say for example, we go back to the being ashamed of who you are. I think what I find myself doing, this new habit I seem to have developed over like the past 6 months, is I don't give myself enough credit for the progress I've made. Mm-hmm. So for example, I'll make a sarcastic, funny comment, and then I'll go back 5 minutes later and say, hey, I just want to make sure I was just playing around, and literally every time for like 6 months now, it's been, dude, I knew you were joking. Don't worry, you're good. And because I'm so used to if there's one phrase that absolutely triggers me, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Look, lady, I've got a fucking range of sarcastic voices. He heard them all. If I wanted to be making fun of you, I would not have sounded like me. You're taking my literal... So let me get this straight. I use the same tone of voice when I welcomed you in my house and then when I made that joke. But for some reason, when I made that joke, you took the exact same tone as aggressive. And it's like, dude, no, quit lying to yourself. It's not how I said it. It's what I said. You just don't want to admit that you now realize that you're mad about some dumb shit. And I don't... And you know what the fact is that's what I should be saying to myself. But instead, I'm saying to myself, you know what? You're right. I sound aggressive even when my casual voice just sounds. I'm a little growly, a little. Hey, I've smoked for fucking 20 years. I sound a little. Sometimes. I'm sorry.
And that always the how you said it thing annoys me because it's like, how else was I supposed to say it? Like,
right.
Why are you acting as if I'm such pussy that I'm going to walk up to you and give you a backwards compliment to insult you? Like, my nigga.
Right.
That is the most whole shit in the world.
Yeah.
Why say something to a motherfucker you don't want him to know you said it?
Yeah.
You's a straight bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would I do that? Like, you're treating me like a way lower 100%. Than I am. Like, if I wanted to be me, like, my nigga, my knee is top tier, dog. Like if I would, like, so you think that was me? You think that's all it was? Oh, bruh, like, no, I'm not at all. Like, that's.
If I wanted to hurt your feelings would be hurt right now. Cause
you feel me?
You're questioning whether or not I was trying to hurt your feelings, which means I was not. Dude.
And like one of my favorite things to do is because I do notice when people do that.
Yes.
Backwards comment. My favorite fucking thing is, what does that mean?
Well,
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Like, what are you trying to?
And I'd like to watch you fucking swallow your fucking words like a little bitch, because I know that shit hurts in your motherfucking soul, dog, because you're a hoe.
Yep.
Like, dude, I love that shit. Say it twice so I know you meant it, bro.
Every time I've gone, because this is let me see. The current job is my second position of leadership. And honestly, the first position of leadership that has actually given me the ability to be a leader and assert myself. And I will even at the store I'm at now, where everybody likes me.
You were better at this than you thought you were.
Oh yes, absolutely. Same. I did not think I would be as good at this job as I am.
In my position of management, I was like, you need people like me in these places.
I absolutely question myself 100%. And you know, when I first got there, I dealt with probably, I want to say, like 5 different, like, getting pulled aside by the store leader and having to be talked to about the way I talk to associates. And what I found really funny is what I ended up doing is I ended up going through the staff shift by shift, pulling every associate aside. I always pulled them aside 2 at a time so that none of them.
Because I told you did something wrong.
Right.
That's it.
Well, what I would always do is and like I said, I was smart about it. I always pulled them aside 2 at a time, so that nobody could act like I just fucking threatened them or came down because people will lie. People fucking lie.
They will lie.
And you know, you don't have to be a paranoid dick about it.
Yeah. When you're telling someone they did something incorrect, maybe they're fucking shutting down and they hear you screaming at them.
Right.
And they hear all of these things. And it's like, no, I just told you that you didn't do something the correct way.
Right. Well, what happened is I pulled everyone to the side and I basically gave them the same talk I just gave our audience a moment ago, telling them, look, man.
Oh, y'all just got scolded.
This is how I sound. I will never, ever come up to you as your boss and go, hey, so I noticed this isn't getting done. I would really appreciate if you could take care of this for me. No, I'm going to come up to you, and I'm also never going to come up to you, and I'm going to go, hey, yo, why the fuck isn't this shit done? You know your fucking job. Go do that shit. I'm never going to do either one of those things. I'm going to come up to you, and I'm going to go, hey, man, you mind taking care of that? You know, look, man, that has to, and I'll explain to them, and I'll tell them, I'll be like, hey, that has to be taken care of, because a lot of times what I've noticed is a lot of times associates, it's not that, in any job, not just mine, it's not that they don't want to do it, it's a lot of times it's because they don't see the necessity. So if you explain to them the necessity, 9 times out of 10, done.
Yep, that's exactly how I would get my team in line with me for sure, because there's certain goals that they would want you to meet, and I'd be telling them why we need these goals. I'm not just telling you to do this thing because I feel like one of my things as an employee is I need to know why. Yeah. I need to know why. I don't know why I need to know why, but that's always been my thing. Like, even in, like, math classes, it was like, I cannot understand this until I understand why I'm putting that bracket there. I have to. And that's just one of those things. If I don't have a reason for doing something, I'm not. Right. Why am I doing it? Yeah. But I do have a dislike about that corporate environment. Like,
well, hold on, real quick before you get into it. I'm sorry. Because I do want to point out that ever since it's happened, my associates fucking love when I'm the manager on shift, because they know you can come up to me and go, yo, man, I'm irritated. Let me go outside and smoke a cigarette. Go.
Got you.
And you don't even have to fucking ask me. I see you're swamped. I got this. Mm-hmm. You know, what it really was, I think my associates saw me come in with my aggressive attitude.
Pheromones.
And they didn't.
The prey got scared for you to handle it.
Not even that. They didn't realize, because I'll be honest, I went into my store and I walked into a really shitty situation. Like, both the store leader and the assistant leader, both on their fucking way out. The assistant's been an absolute piece of shit to everybody. So I came in with my attitude, which they saw as very similar to her. The difference between me and her that they had to learn was, oh no, when I tell you to go do that, that's because I'm over here doing something twice as hard. I gave you the lesser of the tasks because I get paid more and I'm the leader, and I hate it when corporate uses this terminology because they use it with me all the time, but I'm supposed to be better.
And you know what, honestly, on that point, it is also something I love about when I get the chance to leave the managerial stuff and come get in the trenches.
Oh, I love it.
So I can come fucking show y'all, yo, I do this.
Yeah.
I fucking do this. Like, I would take calls for my fucking classes, just like, and show them, like, bruh, and here's how I'm knocking this shit. Like, I'm not telling you to do some shit I can't do.
My PhD come from paperwork.
I love coming in here and saucing on y'all doing, like, the job that I'm asking you guys to do, and being like, I don't, you'll go to battle with someone that you know is in the trenches with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nobody follows a general's. Leaders lead from the front, man. I say that shit all the fucking time. Leaders lead from the front, man. All this fucking.
But and this is also a thing that I do have an issue with in this corporate world, though. Is like, I'll be completely honest with you, bro. That's because we're raising a bunch of soft motherfuckers. Says, yo, we're at work, dog. I don't care how the fuck it was said. Your feelings ain't this job. Fuck how you felt about what I said. Did that shit need to get done?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have told you to do it if you already did it. I mean, I get it, like you don't want to be disrespected in any way, shape, or form, but also you're at work. This ain't about you.
Oh, dude, if an associate's being unreasonable, I don't argue with them. I flat look at them and I say, I'm sorry you feel that way, but if you genuinely feel that way, you know, let me know. I'll put you 2 weeks in right now. Like, dude, I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. I get it, but if this is what it is. If this is not within your limitations, then that's what it is.
Like, bro, you're like it's that once again that entitlement. You're not
Right.
that special.
Right.
You are someone here in the store, and it's like, no, I'm not going to go out of my way to be rude to you at all. But let's say we're busy, whatever. Let's say I lose my cool that one time, or maybe this is the 9th time I've had to tell you this. Regardless of why it was, is what I said what needs to get done. Mm-hmm. Just go do the thing. Just go do the thing. Why are you getting so in your feelings about this shit and caring what you don't know me? We don't like. I'm not your dad. I'm not your like. I don't matter. Like,
yeah, roll your eyes and go half-ass it. I don't care. That's at least progress.
Or better yet, shut me the fuck up. Dude.
Right. As a matter of fact, go half-ass it so that tomorrow morning when the store leader's here, I have something to show them and not just a story about my opinions on a person. But just go fucking do it, man.
And one of my favorite things when I'm an employee somewhere is when everybody's got the person where it's like, oh, they don't like talking with them. They don't like how they talk to them. I love when I do my job. Like, I make it so you don't have to talk to me.
Yeah.
Whatever you gonna say to me, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it done. So you ain't gotta never say nothing to me. And guess what? We have great interactions. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the few people that you like and that we can get along together. Why? Because you don't ever have to talk to me like that.
Right. See, I'm lucky because right now my staff is essentially only 2 people. And then me and 2 other leaders. So I don't really, and the 2 that we kept, we managed to keep through the furlough and everything, are 2 that actually, one of them that I get along really fucking well with, and we complement each other very well because any animal that I don't know shit about, he knows very well, and any animal he doesn't know shit about, I know very well, and also we just generally get along, and he's a hard worker. The other one is also a hard worker, but it took me a while to get used to the fact that he's just a despondent person. Like you'll tell him, you'll ask him to go do something, and he'll just kind of and go do it, and he'll do it well. It just took me a while to get used to that.
That's the thing that's like I have trouble dealing with. It's not an employee. I guess an employee I can let it go. I personally that's how that's how the interactions have gone with me, and it's like when I start saying that to you and you start doing that, it's like, dude, what are you fucking for? Like, first of all, it's like it's too much that you're expecting of someone to be caring. Like, I have a whole job to do, bro.
Right.
A whole job. Whatever you don't get done, I have to do. It's always leadership's fault.
Yeah.
I don't care what if you ever blame anything on your team, you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah, I'll never.
It's always your fault.
It didn't get done. Mm-hmm. Well, you should have done it before you left.
Exactly, and it's too much to expect of someone I'm not like. Let's say you did say something kind of harshly. I'm not taking that personally because I don't think it's really about me.
Right. Well, let me.
Because I don't think the world is about me.
let me tell you now. This particular associate, I have a theory on it. First, I'd like to state the theory, and then I'm going to give you the story. Mm-hmm. My theory is that he is a genuinely and naturally good, hardworking person who had incredibly lax parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does whatever you ask him and does it well. He just has a shit attitude about it. Mm-hmm. And now here's what happened with this kid. So me and him, we got into it because I was like, dude, look, man, I'm under a lot of pressure. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Coronavirus is going on. I didn't even get trained when I came in as a leader. I literally did not get to get any training because less than a week after I started, shit went down. So I had to learn as I go. And I basically ended up telling this kid, and I ended up finding out from that he was because he had started at the company at a point when we were hiring people at minimum wage. And he'd been with the company for 3 years. He was still, in fact, making less than new hires. So I said, I sat down, I talked to him, I said, I'll tell you what, man. I was like, I really don't fucking like your attitude. But now that I know what I know, I absolutely understand and sympathize with your attitude. So I'm going to go to fucking corporate and I'm going to make a fucking stink about one of my oldest and best employees not getting paid as much as the 18-year-old we hired 2 weeks ago and has already quit. I don't know if anything ever happened of it because that's the sort of thing, I'm not in a position I should be kept in the dark on any progress.
And also, it's like, your mother fucking welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And two, if you would have got out your own goddamn way and just said that to me, who knows? Because now that I have that information,
I immediately did something about it. Like I said, I don't know whether anything ever came about it, but I know that I harassed the shit out of my district and my store leader until they finally put in some emails.
And it's yeah, I'm gonna do what I can. And it's a weird thing because people seem to, like, I notice a lot of people do this. You think everyone knows what's in your head.
Yeah. You won't tell me the problem because you assume I know.
I don't know.
I don't
Why
know
do you
the fucking
think
problem.
I know that? Like, that
right.
weird arrogance where it's like that's really egocentrism where you think you are the center of the
Babe,
universe.
what's wrong? Nothing.
And see, I have an issue with that because I legit, once again, taking you at face value. If you say nothing, bro, I'm done asking. Like, okay,
done.
Cool. Like, because if
don't.
you ask me what's wrong, I don't anymore because it's like you're obviously exhibiting behavior that says that something's wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's unfair again for me to have to ask you all these times.
Yeah.
I have to ask you the magic number of times, whatever it is, for you to finally tell me I knew something was wrong the first time, bro.
Yeah.
That's so rude of you.
To
make me ask you so many times, because the same thing that's wrong now, the 20th time I asked you, is the same thing that was wrong the first time.
Right. Only now it's plus you're annoyed that I keep asking you. Even though that is also entirely different. Yep. And like, you know what? I'm going to be real with you. Oh, wait. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I sincerely believe, do unto others as you have done unto you. So I'm going to behave in the way that I would accept it. So if you ask me, hey, what's wrong, and I say nothing, it really means nothing. Yeah. And if you keep asking me, I'm going to be like, why do you think there's something wrong? And then it's like those moments where it's like, what behavior am I exhibiting that makes you feel like, it's like now you don't have anything to say. It's a whole weird thing. It's like, dude, it's just you being insecure, or I didn't do the thing I didn't stop what I was doing when you walked in the room. So now you think that.
Now you're upset.
No, I didn't actually. What are you doing? Now if you're like, oh well, I think you're upset because you slammed the door, or blah 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 blah. Okay, then I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't know that was slamming the door or whatever.
Right.
But if you keep, I'm like, dude, I don't know what else to say to you. Like,
yeah.
So to try and not aggravate you, I don't ask you repeatedly because I asked you, and I'm expecting you to like, dude. The most courteous thing you can do is fucking be open with people and honest with them, and give it to them the way that they need to have it. Don't hide things. Just that's the best thing that you can do because I don't know. I don't know what you tell me.
Yeah. No, and you know, I'm glad that you brought it right back around because I think that is our going out point and our moral of our stories tonight is.
Oh, we got morals now.
Fuck all that the nail that sticks out gets the hammer bullshit. Look, man, if somebody asks you what's wrong, respect and appreciate that they are in tune enough to detect that even the smallest thing is bothering you, and let them know what's wrong. Say your piece, tell your story before you're adding on, what's wrong is you keep asking me what's wrong, and the thing that I was originally upset about.
Exactly.
Just fucking do it. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, man. If you got a problem, state it.
On the opposite side of that, if you are going to ask someone what's wrong with them, at least be able to tell them, be prepared to tell them why it is you think there's something wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, brilliant. How many times I've been in situations where I've asked her like 3 times, what's the matter, and she hasn't told me, and then I've said, look, it's just you came in. Usually you do this, but today you did this. Like, I heard an audible sigh when you were in the kitchen, and I asked you to grab something for me.
And I asked you about the sigh, and you said nothing.
Right, like, so look, man, I'm not doing this for my benefit. I'm doing this as your partner, as a part of your community who wants to take care of my community.
And you you have to understand that you're being unfair and expecting a person to do too much. You're expecting me to do too much to sit here and keep asking
absolutely.
or take. You're expecting too much.
Yeah.
You're expecting way too much, and that's unfair. And it's if
you want me not only care about what's wrong, but you want me to automatically know what's wrong. Mm-hmm. The only way I would automatically know what's wrong is if I did
something wrong, and that's what. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly one of the things that drives me crazy. It's like, if I don't feel like I did something, if I don't know I did something, I don't think I did. Like, so I'm not sitting here like, what's wrong? It's like, there was one day she literally just waking up, came out, and like, I was working on the computer, stale bitch face. I've told you this a million times. You know this about me. Like, why do you feel like I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing? And hi, so glad you just walked in the room. I'm not gonna do that. I'm working. So it's like, are you okay? Is everything okay? I'm like, why wouldn't it be? Like, did I do something? You just woke up. What could you have done? Think about this. Okay. Logically think about this.
Okay. You know what? I my theory on that is those are people who have never been around people who enjoy the non-fun things they do. Because they assume when you see somebody concentrating deep on a computer or into a project, essentially what I'm saying is this. If you see somebody concentrating really in deep on a computer, most of us, which is perfectly reasonable assumption, assume you would love nothing more than a reason to not stare at this. They don't understand that as an artist, no, I am obsessed with getting this millisecond timing right on the audio on these 3 videos. No, I'm obsessed with
I work from home, so I'm doing fucking payroll.
Or you're working. You're literally working.
Literally working.
Right.
Like, it's, it's one of those things where it's, so this is weird to me. This interaction is weird to me, that I've noticed a lot of people have this. We don't have to say hello to each other every time we walk into a room. No. Can I walk past you into the kitchen, grab a thing, and walk by without it being something's wrong?
Yeah, no, I greeted you. We haven't left the same location. You have been greeted.
That's it. So it's like when you walk into the room and like, or it's like the things will happen where it's like you walk into the room and you don't say anything to me, but then there's something wrong because I didn't say anything to you. It's like, but you also didn't. So you are expecting me to respond to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's expecting too much. You're expecting too much. You're gonna, they're not talking to me, but you didn't say anything to them. Me not talking to you was you trying to communicate with me, and me not responding. Me being, like preoccupied with something else and not coming and like, that's not me not talking to you. That's me doing something else.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, honestly, it's a sad situation, and what makes it even sadder, in my opinion, is that it's understandable because it's a matter of experience, and sadly, fewer and fewer of us these days are having those experiences that teach us how to get through life when we're not getting our fucking way.
Yep. And I'm so fortunate that I learned earlier. This shit ain't about you, bro. It is not about you. You are not the center. It's just not a thing. And honestly, the craziest part about it is people don't understand. That's the best part. Like, you don't matter. And that's actually a gift. It's amazing because whether you get everything you want or none of the things you want or any of that, it doesn't matter. So you're not letting anybody down. But
yes, yes. Remember, folks, individuality is important, but individuality should be equated to a genetic mutation when it comes to natural selection. Look, individuality is a test, man. What it boils down to, we as not just a community, not just a society, not just a species, our goal, our only real true goal in this life is to help the rest of us advance.
And I think the individuality is what's so crazy to me is it's because no one, like, refusing to realize that we're the same is what makes you the same.
Right.
Once you realize we are all alike, that's when you can be different. There's this one stat that I read one time where it goes, 90% of people who misspell their password delete the whole thing. Well, now, I don't delete the whole thing. guess what? Now I'm different because I know I was one of those people. Because we're not that different. But if I look at that and go, well, I'm not that 90%, then I just keep doing the thing. I'm still the same.
Well, now, okay, because 2 points on it. One, I delete the whole thing because I have no idea where I hit the wrong button. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. But you know it wasn't the first letters.
Excellent point. That is an excellent point. But okay. Outside of that, I would just like to point out that too many people these days think rejecting everything is the definition of individuality, and it's not. Individuality is truly composing yourself of a unique combination of pieces. Those pieces can be as common as you want. Everybody has a unique combination of pieces, and if you're right now going, well, not me, bro, you need some introspective, because I promise there's something that separates you from people who you think are just like you.
Thinking that you have all these uniquenesses is weird. It's like, take anything where it's like, all right, let's say you find a wallet with no ID in it, as much money as you want to be in there. No ID, no nothing, no way of returning it. What do most people do? They keep it, right? Boom. So now that you know most people keep it, you want to be different. You do the other thing.
Which doesn't make you different. It makes you stupid.
Not necessarily. I mean, well, stupid? Whatever.
Illogical. If you have to defy logic to
achieve goal is to be an individual.
Okay,
it is extremely logical.
Yes. But in my opinion, if you have to resort to the illogical in order to separate yourself, once again, you need some introspection.
You're taking illogical and separating yourself as just why is that illogical?
For the best result in the situation.
Right. And
okay. You know what the first example that pops in my mind is we were talking about the mask thing. I guarantee you the majority of the people who are not wearing masks are some of them are truly feel like it's a violation on their personal freedom. Mm-hmm. The rest of them are literally doing it just to be disruptive.
Guess what? So, you're doing it to be the different one. But all of you guys are doing that.
So you're not different.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's my point. If you go to the automatic, what I call the illogical choice, you are
Well, see, for me to say it's illogical means I know what your logical roots are.
Okay, that's fair.
I know what your goal is. I don't know what your goal is.
Right. Okay, that's fair. But what I'm saying is if that's all you got, once again, you need some introspective because you ain't that different.
But I sincerely think that selfishness is the ultimate source of selflessness, depending on who you want to be.
I told you, there's no such thing as a selfish or selfless action.
But exactly, my actions are selfish, but it's because of me being selfish about who I want to be. Mm-hmm. So most people don't pick up litter when they see it. Mm-hmm. I do, not because most people don't do it, but because I want to be a person that does.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Do what you want. Don't let the statistics affect what you do.
So, for example, if we were walking down the street, and you saw me, or a random person saw me pick something up that was, and then turn around and go back to the trash can, that's illogical to them. It's not illogical because it depends what my end game
right,
is.
So okay. Boom. But when I say illogical, I mean a situation that I've actually looked at and have been tried a few different perspectives and can't find it. Let's be honest. Most people's definition of illogical is actually I don't understand it. And that automatically makes it illogical. Which by definition is actually correct now that I think about it. But at the same time, it's not true to the spirit of logic. Because just because it doesn't make sense to you does not mean that sense can't be made from it. I completely get what you're saying. Yep. No, it's all about perspective. And once again, we go back to the theme of individuality.
And if you want to be an individual, just do the thing that you want to do. If you want to be an individual, right? Just do whatever the thing is that is inside of you.
You've just helped me come up with a new definition of how I will define illogical. Illogical will be if I ask you, why did or
and
did
you can't tell me.
And you can't tell me.
Boom, that's illogical.
That's illogical.
If you can't tell me.
Or if your answer is just cause or cause fuck whoever.
Exactly.
Then it's illogical.
If 1 + 2 does not equal 3, if there's no A + B = C, that is illogical.
That is illogical. You know what? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Fuck all you guys. Good night. We're gonna drink these beers and fucking do more dope shit. Love you guys.
I'm gonna go find something to pee on.
Work. That sounds like fun. Look, Chop's like, yeah, I want to pee on something too.
He probably hungry. I know 6 o'clock.